something that can happen anywhere. We see what's going on and we think because it's so far away and that it's in a foreign country that it just cannot happen here. But anything can happen anywhere at any time. It doesn't even have to be as severe as this. It's just the fact that you may not have access to food, and the things that people do over food and for food and to get food for their families, you never know what's going to happen. So if you don't have to be out there in the chaos of things like that, this is the reason why you pray. In the northernmost part of Gaza for the past month, tens of thousands of Palestinians under Israeli siege are rationing their last lentils and flour to survive. Y'all, last lentils and flour to survive. And some are even risking their lives to venture out to search for cans in the rubble of destroyed homes. Malnutrition is a huge issue right now. There is one hospital that reports seeing thousands of children suffering from malnutrition. A nutritionist even said that she treated a pregnant woman that was 88 pounds. You guys know if a pregnant person is 88 pounds, I mean, I know some people are still small or on the smaller side when pregnant, y'all, but 88 pounds is tiny. There are experts from a panel that monitor food security, and they're saying that famine is imminent in the north or may already be happening. And it says that the growing desperation comes as the deadline approaches next week for a 30-day ultimatum the Biden administration gave Israel. So that is a huge issue, guys. We don't have to be in a war zone for things to happen. It can just be a natural disaster that happens. And you know how people are always running to the store panic buying toilet tissue, eggs, bread, and milk. Y'all, I know those items are the craziest things.
And someone from halfway around the world came into my country and started stealing my land and killing my family. Guess what? I would defend my country as well. So I absolutely 100% defend the right of self-defense, and I will never shy away from that. I will not join the long list of embarrassments who condemn terrorism while forgetting to acknowledge that the biggest terrorist on the planet is the United States government for all of its terrorism around the world.
Israel has a right to defend itself?
Absolutely, every country does, and that's exactly why the hypocrisy and the lies of Israel are so transparent. Are you telling me we don't have the right to defend ourselves? When I saw dead bodies on that ship and we were hitting people with bars and sticks, we don't have the right to defend ourselves, but they do they?
Hamas doesn't recognize the right of Israel to exist.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like the African National Congress and Nelson Mandela refusing to accept apartheid and recognize apartheid. I say that Israel, if it wants to be a genuine partner in any kind of peace, needs to destroy its whole ideology of Zionism. Zionism that makes other people goyim, who do not deserve to be in the Holy Land. That's the real problem. If Israel will embrace every people, including Palestinians, equally, human rights respected across the board, then I would challenge Hamas to change its charter and say we will acknowledge Israel. But until that time, I see no difference between Nelson Mandela and Hamas in refusing to accept apartheid or the Zionist Israeli state.
The Israeli government, their first job is to defend their citizens. They have rocket attacks from Gaza. They have intercepted, in 2009, the Frankop holding hundreds of tons of war material for Hezbollah. In 2002, the Karine A holding dozens of tons of weapons for Hamas, sailing to Gaza from Iran. They are trying to defend their right to exist. That is why their argument is it's self-defense.
And if you believe that, then I've got some swampland in Florida to sell you as well. If you wanted peace and you carried out the policies of Israel, then you'd have to believe that these people are the biggest idiots ever. It's like America saying it wants peace, yet conducting state-sponsored terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's a lie. Israel is lying. They don't want peace.
Are they
because
lying when
peace,
they say there was no humanitarian aid on the ship?
Peace for Israel to them and the Zionist agenda is the end of the Zionist project. They don't want peace. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. And the policies, to any thinking person, reflect that. I can't speak for Hamas. I think that what I do know about Hamas is that they've actually done something to help their people. And they have also, I think, helped to give ammunition to their enemies by violating human rights and not doing everything that they should do to respect the rule of law. I'm not going to sit here and defend Hamas any more than I'm going to defend anyone who violates human rights. However, Hamas has done a lot to help its people, and for that it has to be given credit. And it also cannot be bought.
And do you not think that the Israeli people would say that of their own government? They elected it.
I actually think that the Israeli government is a reflection of the propaganda that has made the Israeli people so ignorant of the facts.
Or defensive. They are under constant rocket attack. They feel that they
How many people have the rocket attacks killed? These are glorified fireworks against the fourth largest military in the world with the latest technology and weapons of mass destruction.
3,000 rockets out of Gaza in the last 3 years.
3,000 rockets that killed how many people?
The point is that Israel feels under threat.
I think the rockets are a desperate attack.
Tell us this. Let's go back to what was on your... Let's talk about what was on your ship, because Israel says that there was no humanitarian aid on that ship.